On this week's breaking news, we catch up on the last 2 weeks. We've got a Mario release, we have a Tintin rocket, we have record profits for Lego, and honestly, there's so much more. It's going to take a long time to talk about. So let's get into this week's breaking news. Today's episode is brought to you by Back to Brickwear, my newest venture into the A-Full merchandise, the ultimate Lego-inspired clothing line that's not just fashionable, but also celebrates the very foundation of the Lego system we all know and love. Imagine minimalist designs that seamlessly blend style and nostalgia. Back to Brickwear brings you high-quality apparel inspired by the iconic Lego bricks we know and love. Each piece is crafted with precision and attention to detail, making it a must-have for any Lego enthusiast. These aren't just your average threads. We're talking about minimalist designs that don't scream at you, but just show your nerddom in a classy way. And of course, they're inspired by designs found in the Lego system. And you know what screams quality? Embroidery. Almost every piece is stitched with love, featuring those iconic Lego elements. It's like wearing your childhood memories, but making them fashionable. So whether you're a hardcore A-Full or just want to rock some seriously cool gear, check out the Back to Brickwear page on Etsy. Dive into the collection, embrace the Lego spirit, and let's make some memories together. Back to Brickwear, where the style meets nostalgia. Head over to the Back to Brick Etsy page and let the fashion adventure begin. Happy building, my friends. Hey everybody, welcome back to Back to Brick. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow A-Fulls about their Lego designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things Lego has been up to for the past week. Thank you all for tuning in to, listening to this podcast and learning all about what Lego's been up to for the past week. And, it might even be more than the past week, because past 2 weeks I've been out for a little bit. So make sure to subscribe so you can catch up on this one as well as the last week's news, because I'm going to try to pack it all in. So admin's going to be super quick. The family came in for the vacation, and the vacation was really fun, and a lot of work too. But that's just part of the game as you host family and are going to the parks 7 out of 9 days. So yeah, it's pretty crazy to have that. I think that we are definitely gonna experience a break from now on. Maybe they'll come down later in the year, but right now we need a little bit of a break. And that's all for the admin, but stay tuned after the breaking news this week as we do our 2 set reviews. Our first one is going to be set 11389, Project Hail Mary. I had to pick it because it comes out this week, and I'm so excited to see it. And then our rubricable is the Imperial Star Destroyer Avenger MIDI Scale by No Ping Rig, and I'm very excited for this. It's such a cool set, and one of the cleanest things I've seen as Mach. So get ready for this one. I can't wait to talk about it. Without further ado, let's move into this week's first breaking news story. First up, F1 helmets are finally here, part of the helmet series. This is the first set, so we get 2. We're going to get Charles Leclerc helmet, and we also get Lewis Hamilton's helmet. Now, they both have their own distinct styling of colors, but they're the same build, just different pieces. To have the Charles's red and white, and then Lewis Hamilton's is yellow with a red visor. The red visor is very cool, and looks like it's a new piece to have just for these helmets, which means we're going to get a lot more of them. And not only that, we get their little plates in the front showing the Ferrari and Honda, because that's their partnership for those vehicles, their signatures, as well as just some other fun little details for it. And the figures themselves also have their Ferrari costumes. Oh, I forgot to say, they do have minifigures to them, which is also really, really cool. They're going to sell for $90, which is a little steep for this, but they'll be available on May 1st. And if you're an F1 fan, they're going to sell no matter what. I guarantee that these will sell very, very quickly. So make sure to check that out come May 1st. Lego's added mini build instructions. Now you can go onto a dedicated lego.com page where you can go and find these fun little builds. They have these instructions for small things like a little dragon and some other really cute little animals, but also just a way to have people engage with Lego if they don't have a lot of pieces or they can't afford the sets, because surprise, surprise, Lego sets have become more and more expensive, which means that this is the only option you have. Find a bin at a Goodwill or a local garage sale and then build these mini builds. So I guess it's a good promotion of it, but maybe just make your sets a little cheaper. Well, we've got a new merger going on. This one is Brickset and Brick Owl. So Brickset has always been one of my favorite sites to go to get news as well as see new sets and reviews. And now they're going with the new marketplace. Well, it's not new, but they're combining with Brick Owl, which is the secondary marketplace based just against Bricklink. So they're going to build and expand. I think that's really an interesting choice. I mean, they're getting into a game of now controlling or providing more bricks. It's not the biggest because Bricklink is already owned by Lego, but it means that they're stepping out into a different realm of understanding how they're going to interact with the Lego world, not just providing the news and stuff, but might be a better secure way of buying bricks if for some reason Lego gets attacked again and Bricklink goes down. I'm interested. I'm definitely interested to see how this will play out. We get 2 new exclusive sets for the Lego store. The first one is a gift box celebration. It's a 224 piece set at $20. And it's a little I guess, accordion play box where it makes some sound from it. But it has a cake on top with a present and then a happy birthday logos, fireworks, balloons, a streamer piece to it. And the box itself is pretty basic, but it's a fun happy birthday, just tiny gift to build and give to someone as probably a gift with purchase, or not a gift with purchase, but make it seem like it's a gift with purchase because it's not like the best set for it. And the next one is the German postcard. It's 240 pieces at $15. And it has some beautiful little buildings to it. It has some very cool buildings to it. We've got the gate in Berlin. It comes with the logo of Germany written out as well, and then you can post that on the front. So for anyone traveling to Germany, this is a fun little postcard, and it seems everyone collects the postcards because they get very, very expensive. So you can jump on this one and celebrate and make sure you just go to Germany. You got to buy it and then go to Germany, or vice versa, whatever you want to do. Restaurants around the world have finally been revealed for the first one with the new gift with purchase of set 40906, the Japan restaurant around the world. This one is a little sushi shop. It's got a little cherry blossom to it. It has a sushi piece on top, and then below it, it has Japanese writings to indicate, what sushi or what fish. And of course, we've got a sushi chef with a little table that they present little sushi pieces. I like this one more so than what we've had previously for some of these builds, like the houses around the world. This one, minifigure scale, you can throw it in your city or whatever you want to do with it. But I think it's pretty cute. And you have to spend over $180. And unfortunately, I had a really short window of being able to get it because it was only through March 8th, so I missed out on it. But maybe you'll find it again. And usually they post again. They're not going to just let this one slide because a lot of people are still probably going to want it, and they'll just throw it maybe in the Lego Insiders thing for purchase. Now that the Smart Play Brick is out, people are using them to try different things, specifically just integrating them with already current features that they had. We had the lightsaber battles previously, so, it was just for the little playset, but why not put it on a real lightsaber? And someone decided to do that over at Built Bricks. They took the little QR code, they integrated it with the Play Brick, and so when they swipe the lightsaber right back and forward, it has the actual sounds, and the same thing with like an engine sound for the Batmobiles. Just an integration into a different part of the environment instead of just the sets is the classic Lego thing to do. And I think this will be a good way to continue to improve some having really cool interactions where like someone created a dial where you can have different sounds for spacecraft, just moving it back and forth. We're going to see more and more constantly, and hopefully some that I'm interested in using. Well, of course, some people are going to be jealous concerning the F1 helmets. We already got the ones for Ferrari, and someone decided, well, let's add a little bit of AI here. The Formula One Academy driver, Alba Hurup Larson, has decided to take the exact same image and overlay it with the skin of, the Ferrari that hasn't been announced, or probably won't be. It's light blue with different striping on it, and it's for him. If only, for him, it was a reality, but it's not. AI definitely did a great job at making it look like this because it took the exact same image, just overlaid the colors. So, wow, crazy stuff, but not real. Classic AI. It's going to be doing this for the rest of our lives. The Botanical series is going to continue to expand, of course, because why not? They have so many other things that they could apply and do, and why not have it for maybe some darker themes, maybe like black roses or something entirely different and in a different sense of just not just bright and floral, but a little bit darker. And that's exactly what this is. They decided that they were going to have a little bit darker roses, maybe some Black Dahlia that they already did for Wednesday, but even more so. Not sure exactly what it'll be. There's some potential. One specifically could be a dark flower, cosmic flowers, and some other ones that are rumored are water lilies, happy plants too, and the forest mushrooms. So just get ready for a lot of fun, different botanicals coming out here soon. This past week, Target announced that they were going to be cutting down on their toy sales. Now, I'm not really sure why. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me since it's such a big part of why people go to Target, or at least me. But they're showing that they're not hitting the exact same numbers that they had. The Target store pamphlets even show smaller amounts of sets that they're calling for, even though when you walk into a store, there's Lego that is far more than you used to have. Like they've got the idea set, they've got some of the icons and different things there. But now maybe they're in the production of, or they're changing their portfolio because, well, they lost billions and billions of dollars last year. Maybe this is just an area that got hit that they're going to take out. I think it's sad for people who are limited for their choices because Lego stores aren't everywhere. And this is a place people go to find sets. If they have a Target card, they get good deals. So we'll see how much that they're reducing. It says that they've had a slump over the past couple of years. So I guess this is just the evolution of what could happen. Looks like Spongebob is coming back to Lego. And the first thing we're seeing is a pretty large set. It's going to be set 11386 SpongeBob SquarePants Conch Street. And it hasn't been around since 2012 was the last one, actually. And it's 1,794 pieces and likely to be about $250 for it. There's been so many Lego ideas for proposing this, but it seems that they're finally going to take it back, even though like the movie just came out. I wonder why this is finally the time to bring it back. But I think that they're definitely going to have a good audience for it. There's even a Brickheads rumor that we're going to get them as well. Although Brickheads went up, they went up 30% from $10 to $13, which is crazy to me for such a small set to jump that high. And that's what I used to, get with my sets to, I don't know. It just seems stupid to have something like this happen. But I digress. But for SpongeBob fans, they're going to be excited to get all these sets. And of course, the minifigures are coming back. Hopefully we get a Krabby Patty's place because that would be pretty cool. Dragon Ball Z. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago, and it looks like we're going to get the Chevron display set. Now, I'm not a Dragon Ball Z person, so I don't really know what that is. I think it's a dragon, but I know a lot of people love Dragon Ball Z, and I'm surprised that this is another IP Lego's picked up. They just continue to pick up IPs left and right, hitting those nostalgia marks. And this one will probably hit pretty well for a lot of people. Dragon Ball Z was such an interesting show. No, it wasn't interesting. I didn't like it at all. It was just so weird. But I know a lot of people will probably be excited to see this set, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And whatever else that they're going to bring nostalgia-wise. Power Rangers are coming back, so get ready for a flood of 1990s for sure. Now, sometimes Lego ideas get removed because there's some conflict. Specifically, designers have been Lego employees before, or just different parts. Maybe they stole the project from somebody else. But a Sea Friends, which is a set of different sea creatures, was recently taken down. The reasoning behind it really wasn't sure. There was a broken web page for it, and it seems that maybe they were part of some other occurrence. I'm not really sure. They didn't explain it actually why this had happened, and I know a lot of people always get concerned like, oh, could that be mine? There are specific rules. If you follow those specific rules, you're not going to have a problem. So just look at the guidelines before you post something, and hopefully yours won't get taken down like this one did. We're getting another Pokemon 18 plus set this summer coming out in August. It's a $260 set at 2,339 pieces for a Poké Ball. Now, the rumor doesn't really explain exactly what's going to be happening to it, but it just shows that we're going to be getting a bigger Poké Ball. Maybe something that is not the same as Pikachu, but hopefully something a little bit better. Maybe a Poké Ball where you open it and there's a full scene to it. You never know. It definitely could be something different, and hopefully it does, because I think that there's potential for so many other options for them to do with this. Maybe even one that you can play with, and it's an active set. Who knows? But in general, there's ways to get around this and have another fun set. Being so expensive it is, it better be. Lego had a set come out during the anniversary for Star Wars called the Droid Workshop, where you could build different droids and put them all together. And, well, it's a terrible set, but they're bringing it back in a smart Droid Workshop coming up in the United States and Canada. For March 21st, you can visit your store and play with the Smart Play brick with these tiny droids. And it's similar to the ones that they got in the original set, but this one specifically is for some smaller models of them. Now, the smaller models are actually pretty cool. I wonder how they'll integrate them with the Smart Play brick. Maybe some I wonder if they'll have different play sounds, because they might have different QR code things, but that's something something interesting. So maybe I'll see if I can go to the store and play around with them. Mine is pretty crowded. It's the Disney Springs one, but it definitely could be entertaining to see what they're doing with these. The most recent gift with purchase that is currently out is the Botanical Floral Picture Frame gift with purchase. This has just a standard lay-down picture frame. You can also mount it that has a 2x4s around the edging on it and flowers. So it's almost like a windowsill where it's got a flower bed on the bottom with a bunch of smaller minifigure and smaller scale flowers, but also buildable ones that are blooming. I think that it looks like maybe tulips, but the tulip one, I mean, they're not really that big. And the gift with purchase, you do have to spend a little bit of money. I don't think it's actually too much on it. I think it's just over $100. So if you want to get that and add it to your botanical collection, it's something that's easily attainable, because you're going to spend that much money anyways for anything else. Lego insiders are getting some rewards that were part of gifts with purchase. One specifically is the Mario Kart Spiny shell, and another one is the tic-tac-toe reward. So you can go over and get them for 2,500 points, which isn't terrible. You do have to still spend a bit of money to get those kind of points, but the shell itself is definitely worth it. It came with the Mario Kart build, which is also a great build. I purchased it and then kind of returned it so I could keep the shell. I don't do that very often, but I didn't have the funds at that moment to do it. Very cool little set, and if you can make it spin or do something cool, that just adds to the effect of it for sure. There's a 6 Pokemon set that came out, and it's not what you think. It was a gift for influencers when they got a big Pokemon box, and it's a Pikachu tail. It looks like it's a small plate display with some grass and the Pikachu tail poking out of it. Now, the Pikachu tail is part of the set, so you really don't have to change anything about that. But the grass and the base are kind of new. And people did post like, hey, this is what it is. It's very interesting. And we posted the instructions so that you can go and build it yourself. Not sure why you need to, unless you just like the Pikachu tail. And it's probably it's better than the actual Pokemon, the Pikachu set, because, it looks like Pikachu. Just the tail section, but it looks like. The Children and Family Emmy Awards got a fun small gift that was a Lego build. During the event, they handed out these small little exclusive boxes from the National Academy of Emmy Award. It's 101 pieces, and it's just a small figure that actually is holding up the Emmy globe. And I have to say, it looks good for what the scale is, but I will say I designed one that's a full scale one, and it looks awesome. The ball is very delicate, but if you glue it together, then you wouldn't even know. But hopefully someone will post the instructions for this so others can own their own Emmy. It looks like we're also going to be getting some Pokemon Polybags, hopefully some minifigures, and as well as some not brick built minifigure, well, not brick minifigures, brick built Pokemon characters, but maybe some molds, which would be really a great way. And not integrating the Smart Play brick seems to be the option here. Hopefully, that doesn't come to Pokemon unless we do like battle scenes or something. But polybags are always a fun little gift to kind of give out. Just small piece counts, just under 60, so that you can enjoy Pokemon, but at just a tiny scale. There's going to be a new 1:8 scale supercar for the Technic lineup that, it's going to blow the cap off all the other records for this at over 4,104 pieces. Now, we're not actually sure what this will be, but we've already had a total of 5. Our last one is the McLaren P1. I'm interested to see what it's going to be. I do have a rumor that I will talk about in a little bit, but this is definitely going to be a pretty large set piece coming out sometime later this year. And hopefully we'll see a nice addition, not just because it's large pieces, but it has enough detail that it warrants whatever cost it's going to be, because it's not going to be $450. It's going to be more than that. The Audi F1 team is giving an opportunity to have a Lego fan and an F1 fan get to go to Silverstone and see the race. There was a competition that, unfortunately, I tried to enter, but it's only for UK to go and get this really cool little Lego build, and then get to see the race with the crew itself, which is super cool. But unfortunately, I was not able to enter. All those that are in the UK, I hope you had the opportunity and saw this and entered to win. The Lego house has this new little build that you can do. It was a Lego House Billund Sign. Now, the I Love Billund set is an exclusive to the Lego House. You can only get there. But if you want, you can build this fun little building, which has 2 small round plates with some flowers on it, and then a sign piece that has the skyline of the Lego set, as well as Billund, with a little heart on it. That's your sign that, like, oh, I love the Lego House, an exclusive set. So I've actually posted the instructions that were posted by the designer on on YouTube, so that you can build it to show your love and of Billund. And maybe you'll get the chance to get the set. I hope I will one day too, but it's likely not, just based on cost and getting it over here. Lego created the latest Model T Ford vehicle as a new Icons vehicle, which is pretty old compared to some of the other ones that were vintage vehicles. And they needed to work on how to get this just right. So they actually called in the Ford Heritage Brand Manager and Archivist Ted Ryan. He's the lead archivist for all of Ford, which is now 75 years old, for just this archive celebration. And they actually brought him in to Billund to talk about the design and different features that needed to be captured. That's a great way to integrate, I think, not only the Lego building process, but the actual vehicle and detailing that is just as accurate as possible. And we also discussed the amazing versatility of the Model T. Yes, it was a car, but also had brought examples of how people had customized their Tin Lizzies to serve in roles of diverse as snowmobiles to sawmills. And but my biggest takeaway through the whole process was to see the lengths that the Lego Icons team went to ensure the historical accuracy of the kit. And that's why we love Lego, everybody. Integration with the history and making sure that we see a Ford Model T out of this Lego build. Well, the Lego Group has announced their 2025 performance highlights, and it is, a record. Again, just more and more money. Growth overall for operational profits was 18%. That's a lot of money. Maybe lower your sets at this point, because you've had record profits constantly at this point, that maybe some of us can afford it again. Cash flow, they've grown over 6%. It's their strongest free flow of cash. They also grew revenue by 12%. They're the number one most reputable brand by Global Rep Talk 100 survey. It's the 70th anniversary of the Lego system in play. They created memories. It was the 25th anniversary of the Lego online shop. I didn't know that. Vietnam was their 6th biggest global factory opening and their 5th distribution center. Production went up in Hungary by 30%. And they looked at their continued reduction and sustainability efforts, where at 52% estimated average renewable and recycled sources in the raw material was increased, and continued positive reduction in their emissions. And That is a great highlight for Lego. Doesn't mean that they're going to lower prices anymore. No, we're only going to see higher and higher prices. They're going to say that, oh, we created all this stuff, and guess what? You're going to still spend the money because you love the sets. And unfortunately, they are right in a lot of accounts. Not always, but in this, it's definitely going to be hard to get away from. There's another build event where you can go this March. On March 15th, at UK stores only, unfortunately, you can go and build a crescent moon. It's got two little Chinese lanterns with a white ball in the center. Not really sure what that is, but it has the crescent moon to it. So in celebration of the Chinese New Year, I'm assuming, and as well as having it for Mother's Day announcements. So cool. More free instructions. Lego came out with the Bantha, which is a tinier set, but it is integration with the play brick, as well as a mini lightsaber. People are like, well, how do I get my hands on doing these builds? Well, the instructions are now up and free. So you can, if you have a play brick, you can integrate them with these fun little sets, play as a little Bantha, or have your tiny lightsaber using the sounds and features that you would get from the play brick. Mario is continuing expansion, this time with the Luigi and Mach 8. This is set 72050. It's rumored and was leaked a couple weeks ago now. It's 2,234 pieces and an 18 plus rating at $180. It'll be available on April 1st. March 1st was a little bit ago. Now, Luigi is similar in what Mario is, the buildable figure, similar style, I think, of arms and the body. Just the head is, of course, a little different in the hat. And in his vehicle, it's more of the bullet shape to it. So got a lot of clean, sloped lines, the wheels on the outside with no fairings on it, and I think they're the same size wheels and a display stand. Not sure if there's going to be any like alongside gifted purchase to it, but it looks like the wheels can turn. It even has them sloped a little bit down, like outwards, similar to what we see in the Lego or the actual Mario Kart game, and it even has a little flame shooting out of the back. These sets have become better and better. I mean, not only this one, the Mario, as well as Bowser, they have put a lot of energy and effort into these, and I think it's definitely showed because the Mario and Super Mario community are very, very happy with this. I know I am. One Piece Season 2 has just started, and of course, Lego had a couple sets for it, and now they're going to continue adding more sets. One is the new Gum Gum Fruit set. It's part of Season 2 promotion, of course, and this one has a larger scale Gum Gum fruit, so it's the purple round fruit, and it comes with a little base for it as well. There's even a little logo that says Gum Gum Fruit for it, and of course, it comes with Luffy, and the fruit actually opens up, and you can see inside where we've got young Luffy eating, or looks like he's chewing on the Gum Gum fruit, and a little anchor shirt to it. It's a little expensive though. It's $70 for 482 pieces. Now that is quite expensive for such a small set. I guess if you're a big fan of One Piece, you want the Gum Gum fruit, but honestly, I don't really see the point in this at all. Okay, I think this might be the biggest news of this past 2 weeks. Lego has officially announced Mario minifigures. Yep, they had a short video on X where it showed a Lego, or I guess it's not a Lego pipe. I guess it would be coming up the green pipe, and out hops Mario as a minifigure. We've been wanting this since the beginning, and we're gonna have to wait a little bit more until 2027. But this is very encouraging because we want to have sets like the N64, whatever they're going to do with it, because the Digifigures were a hit at some point. I don't know. I don't even have one, but this is definitely going to be a big hit because we've wanted minifigures. Maybe they'll do a collectible series. I hope they do, because there's so many iconic characters that would be great in a collectible minifigure series. Or you're going to have to collect all the different sets to get them all, which I would not put past Lego to do. So it'll be really cool. I know it will. Not only did the Lego group have record number of sales and all those different numbers, but they also had the record number of visitors online and in person this year, with an average spend increase from $7 all the way up to $10. And that's just, average across the board. But having so many people be able to visit these centers is a great way to continue to have Lego want to put more stores other places. They've continued their expansion in the United States. They're pushing in India, China. They have a couple more in the UK. So they're still looking at the brick and mortar as the best options for things. And maybe it'll give access to more people to enjoy Lego in the fun Lego sense as a Lego store has. Lego has revealed their newest idea set, the Tintin Moon Rocket. It's 1,283 pieces at 18 plus rating and $160, and it will be available on April 1st. It is already available for pre-order currently, and it comes with 6 classic Tintin characters. We've got Tintin, Captain Hodoc, Professor Calculus, Thomas, and Thomas. And, well, I never watched Tintin, but I gotta say the rocket is really cool. It's a classic old space rocket that predates even the Apollo mission. It looks like something out of a sci-fi film where it's got 3 extending legs with a really 1950s style of build, a pattern of white and black, red checkers, and a cap that fits so well on it. You can even remove the cap to see the command center. The minifigures look great too. They've got these fun retro style of backpack, or I guess oxygen packs, with their spacesuits and the old school helmets that fit the minifigures in them. And even the dog has a space suit on. So he doesn't have a helmet though. I hope he can breathe, but it's really cool. The Lego idea set, it came with the rocket, but also a launch pad stand, which I don't think they need. And I think that's why they just went with the rocket itself, which I think a lot of people are going to be fine with. Never watched Tintin. Maybe this will encourage me to do so. Well, I hinted at it before, but the next 1/8 scale supercar is going to be the Kronstag, which is the most expensive supercar you can get. And at this piece count, there's going to be a lot of detail to it. Now it will be a hard top or split level, whatever the color is going to be is really interesting. But there's so many interesting details to it that I think that it's going to cause a lot of people to really love it. I mean, it's a car that people dream about. I think it's cool. It definitely looks like an incredible supercar. I was more the Bugatti and Ferrari fan, but McLaren is also cool. But I think a lot of people will really love this once it comes out. I think it's expected to come out in July of this year. With the new season of One Piece, it seems we're also going to get more sets, specifically a $30 set, which is going to cost it's going to cost $30 and 271 pieces. It looks to be Chopper and Dr. Hirlook Wipeout. I'm not sure who those people are because I've only seen episode 1 and I didn't watch the anime, but just throwing it out there. Another one is the East Blue City, 547 pieces at $60. I did actually see that. That's from the first episode. And there's some other ones, such as a large garden duel at 733 pieces, and the Castle of Drum Island at $100 for 1,038 pieces. There's even a bigger one that might be a marine battleship, similar to what we just saw last year with the Monkey D. Luffy ship, priced at $170. So not 100% on these, but I think that they will be big hits for One Piece fans as we're integrating them with Season 2. We have 3 new potential Lego sets. The names have already been kind of leaked. One is going to be Munchlax, the Arcanine, and Rayquaza. Rayquaza is going to be a big hit, I think. These are going to be smaller buildable sets coming out in August, and I am very excited for Rayquaza. Arcanine is good too, and Munchlax, I'm not really sure what generation that was because I think I missed that one. That's not part of the classics. Neither's Rayquaza, but that's when I jumped back in a little bit more in my teenage era. But these are coming out sometime this summer to continue on the Pokemon push for more and more fun Lego in the Pokemon realm. Well, with the ongoing war in Iran and the Straits of Hormuz are closed, it means that, well, oil has kind of stopped. It's not getting out of that, a very, very important shipping port. So we're going to see prices rise everywhere, not only with gasoline, but even the CEO of Lego has said that we're going to see some prices. We consider that an input cost of raw materials for us, of course, will go up in price when oil goes up. It really depends on whether it's short-term or long-term. Short-term, we have contracts and we're relatively immune to the long-term events. But who knows? The price is going all the way up, 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 and up because this is I mean, that's what Lego is. It's made of oil, unfortunately, right now, until they come up with a better solution. Christensen has said we consider that part of the volatility that we've been dealing with over the last 3-4 years. It's been happening before, and we can weather the storm long lasting as we continue to adjust. But guess what? Prices are continuing to rise on oil, and Lego's already increased prices. So I only expect this to affect and, well, set the new term that Lego will continue to increase their pricing. Also included a discussion on the Iranian war. There was a propaganda video using Lego minifigures from Iran. They've done this before, which is very just strange. And one, it's insane. Honestly, I wouldn't watch it. It is not something that is great for the environment of, one, learning about the travesties going on and the evilness of, well, everyone in politics. But it's just a weaponizing of a toy brand, and it's not fair to kids who want to just continue to play. And it's crazy that it's come to this. It's happened before with Iran, and somehow they just decided that let's continue to make these. And terrible stuff. There was a new rumored theme coming out labeled P, and I think people have figured it out. They were getting a PlayStation 1 at $160. It's going to be coming out just in time for the holiday season, and not really sure exactly what we're going to get, but we'll definitely get the console itself and a controller. But maybe we'll be getting like a TV screen with it, similar to what we got with the N64, or not N64, I wish, the NES when it first came out. It's going to be about 1,911 pieces, a little bit smaller than what we got with the Atari, so who knows exactly. And the same with the NES at 2,646 pieces. Now, it is, I think, detail-wise, not as intensive. I don't know. I mean, because you can lift it up and put a disc in there, which might be a custom Lego piece for that. But I guess we'll find out come the holiday season. But I never had a PS1. Loved my PS2, and hopefully someone will do a similar scaling one as they do all of the next couple generations of it. But we still have my wife's, and this will probably encourage me to go play with it. Lego has released a new Lego shoe. This time, it's the Nike Air Max 95 Neon, and it's going to be coming out at the end of March, or probably April 1st on this. It's 1,213 pieces, and it has a really cool way of displaying it. It's on a stand, which I don't really care about that, but the Air is in bubbled letters to it, and the shoe looks more like an athletic new age shoe, similar to what they did with the Adidas shoe. That one was okay compared to this one, because this one just has that iconic look of a new age shoe to it, and the Air logo is pretty cool. Much better than what they've done previously on any of the collaborations with this. There's even a little secret compartment. You get a little minifigure to go with it. They did a very nice job with this. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to get this, or not when, how much this is going to cost, but I expect it over to be at least $100 to $140, $130 to get this. But if you're a Nike fan, this is something that's definitely more modern age, so you can enjoy it. Lego stepping into the music world, and this time with Olivia Rodrigo. And we've talked about it before as some rumored sets, and it seems we're going to get 3. One that's 360 pieces, one that's 670, and one that's 1,228 pieces. Now, not exactly what they're going to be, but likely to see a vinyl record is going to be coming out with it, maybe a little stage show with minifigures, and probably some more as they continue to expand into these different realms. A turntable, guitar, who knows? There's so many options to do this, especially with music, and just an interesting choice with Olivia Rodrigo. Maybe it's because of the Disney partnership, who knows? There's some new rumored icon sets coming out, and they're not really that subtle on what they're named. One is going to be the Hubble telescope, and another is the spooky haunted house. Which I'm excited for both of those. They've done a Hubble telescope, I think, twice with other sets, but it'd be interesting to see it as a larger one. I wish they'd do like the James Webb telescope or something else, but they stick with the classics. And Spooky Haunted House has been something we've wanted for a while, because they did come out with something previously as an icons, like the tower that dropped. That was cool, and I think it was pretty popular. So it had a lot of hidden features from like classic Lego stuff. And another one is the Bookend Bookstore. So it's probably like a Book Nook thing, but a little bookstore to it. I think that'll be nice for a lot of people that like to continue with the integration of the bookstores or the Book Nooks. This one is just a bookend version of it. With the Project Hail Mary coming out this week, Ryan Gosling took to the internet with Lego to talk about his little Lego set. And he talks about how much he loves seeing himself as a amount bigger because he has himself in a smaller mini form. They even gave him a 3D printed minifigure of himself, larger scale, and showing off the cool habs that it has and the different play feature of it. I really want this set. It's only $100, and eventually I will get it as I'm finishing the book for the second time and going to see the movie. So this is, as you can tell, I really like the story. So I'm definitely interested in getting this set. Lego's gone to China, this time for the Grand Prix. The Chinese Grand Prix, they decided to take over the metro and have a bunch of Lego track pieces all over it. Well, not just actual pieces, but they took over a metro train itself and put a skin on the outside of the Lego Speed Champions racing along the outside. And then the interior even has a smaller race car on the floor level and then skins on all the different sides as well. They really transformed the cars into something really unique. And I love that they not only integrated the Lego form into it, but the streets and the different teams all having their own little sections and of the metro, and just in time for the Chinese Grand Prix is a great way to promote them and their F1 partnership. There's a new small set for 7 Plus as a gift of purchase for Easter decorations. It's a 312 piece set and it has a couple Easter eggs, a bunny, a chick, a lamb, and a flower. Now they're all flat, so the bunny and the chicken do not really look like that. They're similar egg-shaped forms, and 312 pieces. It's a fun just gift of purchase you can get. Now that the Smart Play brick is out in the wild, it's been dissected. The thing has been taken apart. There's the different sensors, the battery, how it works, the cabling, especially with the minifigures, and they actually have shown that there's more sensors in there that still haven't been fully unlocked, probably for different products, because they packed as much in, I think, as they could in the 2x4 brick, and they still need to fix like the sets themselves to reflect, but they're getting there, I think. The battery itself also can't be replaced. It's a lithium battery that's super small. Maybe in the future, if people do some custom ones that you can replace it. But right now, that's all you got. And it is rechargeable through their recharging pad. But it seems that we're going to see a lot more in the future with this as they continue to expand. And this is version 1. Maybe they'll come out with more and more versions, smaller ones, who knows, to adapt to new Lego sets and ideas that come from the Lego group. And that's all the breaking news we have this week. Thank you all for tuning in. I know that was a very long episode to catch up on all the things that have been happening with Lego because, they just don't stop. They want to continue to push more and more things out there, and they continue to do so. Now, are there things that we like or dislike? Of course, that's just the name of the game, but we are here to learn and talk about it. So I'm appreciative of all you listening because this it means that I get to learn along with you. So make sure to subscribe and let your friends know because I'd love for them to come over here and watch or listen and watch YouTube as well. Now let's move on to our set reviews. Our first set is the Lego Icon Set 11389 Project Hail Mary. It's an 18 plus set at 830 pieces, and it currently is on back order for 60 days. And it has 12 reviews at 4.9 stars, and it'll cost you $100. Now, if you're not a Project Hail Mary fan or ever seen The Martian, same writer, Andy Weir, this spaceship probably means nothing to you. But if you've seen trailers and are going to go see the movie, it'll mean a lot to you. Now, does it look like the ship that's from the book itself? Not exactly, but they have to adapt it, give it a little bit more of the realistic sci-fi style to it. And it has some really fun features. One at the beginning of our discussion is they've got Dr. Grace and Rocky, who is the alien. And if you watch the movie, you'll learn about it. and they have their own little display features, but they can connect together and have a little display panel between them where they view each other, because there's some really fun, I guess, features and things that will come up in the movie that you can learn about. And then there's the Hail Mary ship itself, which has some radiating panels on the outside, 3 main, I believe, fuel tanks with a booster, and then you've got your hab in the middle. Now, there is a dial that can spin it out, so it'll actually go out and go to 90 degrees, which it should go 180 degrees, but that's neither here nor there. They might have changed it for the movie, and it spins the whole system around, which is a centrifugal force, so that they have gravity, because there's a lab and there's a bunch of other things that need to happen for it. I've heard some mixed reviews on it because it's not super stable still, even with the like beefed up base. But honestly, I mean, I'm not going to play with it too much, but I'm definitely going to need to display it because it's similar to Dune. It's an iconic sci-fi ship that I think a lot of people who watch the movie or have read the book are definitely going to enjoy building, and seeing the movie and understanding, oh, I remember this scene, or oh, this is really cool, and having Ryan Gosling as a minifigure is something I've wanted forever, because, you know, people do say those things. And now moving on to our Rebrickable set review, this is the Imperial Star Destroyer Avenger, the MIDI scale version by No Ping Rid. And honestly, I didn't even know it was Lego. It looks so clean. It has no studs on top for the entire structure. There actually is only, I think, 3 studs that you can 4 studs you can see. There's some wedge plates that are not currently in tile form, 2x3s. And I think a 1 stud for something else. Honestly, it's crazy, the detailing of it. And it's 1,536 pieces, and it's $15. Now, is that steep for instructions? Because that's all it is? Of course it is. But is it worth it for this design? I think so. It uses the roller skates as the main missile battery on the sides, and even the top can be taken off. You can have a little hidden feature in there. There's stormtroopers with an Imperial shuttle and a tiny TIE fighter. It is even smaller in scale than the Superstar Destroyer MIDI scale ship that Lego officially came out with. It has the full rockets or the engines in the rear. And of course, you can always mod it to be something like a destroyed one, or have the underside have the detailing of the Chimera, which was, Admiral Thrawn's ship, Grand Admiral Thrawn. It even has a little hangar bay. He said he didn't like it. It looks pretty good for what it is. You can, of course, modify it. And then it's got a lot of those 1x2 slopes that have the slats in them. And Lego has come out with the ones 1x2s without slats. They're just a little bit more expensive if you want to have a cleaner look than just having those. But it's one of the most impressive MIDI scale builds I've ever seen, and I can't wait to get the instructions and the pieces to build this myself. All right, everyone, that's all I have. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.